Telling everyone on what?
On South Bend. I want to open a kollel here. I'm talking to the chevra here.
Sounds good to me.
Simon, you're talking to the right crowd.
Apparently, you guys are looking for a place, right? But guess what? The Lermans make the chains. You know, they sell the steel.
We're good at getting kicked out of places, so.
Baruch Hashem. There was one point I thought I was going to get kicked out.
Simon, all kidding aside, now would be a time for people looking to get out of New York.
I know. I've been getting average 3 to 5 calls a day about moving to South Bend.
So we had 4 people move here in the past month.
Yeah, to Arizona?
Yeah.
Did they realize that COVID's worse in Arizona? Does anybody tell these guys?
No. We don't tell them anything. As long as they get here.
I called you 3 times because I'm in cheer. No, I want to
wait for the money to clear escrow, then they tell them.
All right, let's go. Daf Kuf Zayin, yeah? Chazara. A bird that traps itself under a coat can be watched so that it stays trapped. And in 3 cases where putter means mutter. Here, popping a pimple and trapping a snake. That's the end of that parak. Then parak Shmona Shrotzim. 8 types of shrotzim mentioned in the Torah that we're liable for killing and trapping on Shabbos. The halachos of other types of shrotzim. And there's no issue of trapping a wild animal or bird that's locked in a house, but there's still an issue of wounding them. And that's because they're already trapped. Gemara says Machlokes if all 8 shrotzim apply to Shabbos or only 4. Then on Amud Beis, he said it's a 3-way Machlokes. I totally forgot to put in Amud Beis. A wound has to be something that's not going to heal. Machlokes if there's an isser to kill lice on Shabbos, but everybody agrees that lice don't have an isser to kill. It's just a matter of whether you're still chayiv. I mean, it's a machlokes where you have an isser to kill, but there's no machlokes whether that it's spontaneously generated. That everybody agrees. Right? Then we said different cases where Rav Shimon says potter because it's melacha shein tzricha legufa, and then how dry a fish has to get in order to be considered dead. And then uprooting something from its place of growth. All right, that was that. So now we're on the top of Daf Kuf Ches Amud Aleph. Yeah, by the 2 dots.
It's like a mega blot tonight.
Yeah, it's a big blot. I don't know if we'll get to the end and the end has the stuff that's most negay lemaisa is the end. So maybe we'll push that to tomorrow. Okay. So Zog Gemara Chayav Oif. Well, it's a fast Gemara, really, so it's not so difficult. Amar Rav Huna, Kaisin tefilin al gabi ar shel oif. Here we go. We need the soif from amongst us here. So Kaisin tefilin al gabi ar shel oif tar. You're allowed to write tefillin on top of the skin of a kosher bird. Amar Rav Yosef, my kamashmli this lay or. What are you trying to teach us? That it has skin. Tanina chayvu behen chayiv. We learned that if you wound a bird, so then you're going to be chayiv, which we know from yesterday. The only way to be chayiv on wounding something is if it has a skin. So clearly it has a skin. And that's coming to teach us a lot. If it was just from our Mishna. So granted it has skin, but the Maisa, there are pock marks in the skin from the, what do you call it? I couldn't remember this the other time either. From the feathers, yeah, right? The feathers make these little holes, right? When you eat a chicken, so you have these little holes. So you would think you can't use that for tefillin because you can have these little holes. Any hole that the dye will pass over the hole is not a hole, right? Meaning because the dye will just fill it right in. You can't tell. The holes are so small that you just run over it with a little bit of dye. Meisver of Zera. The knofav, it says with its wings, lahachsher is or, to be machsher the or. So now, by the oilas ha'oif, this is a different din. Normally for regular oila, you have to skin the animal before putting it on the mizbeach. You do not put the animal in its skin on the mizbeach, right? It needs to be filleted. But a bird, you don't. The bird goes on with the skin and the feathers. So b'knofav, you put it on with the wings, and it means lahachshir esa'or, to say that to be machshir the skin. And if you really think that it's or, how could the pasuk include skin if you're not supposed to put skin on the mizbeach. No, it's skin, and that's exactly what the Torah is telling you to do. By the bird, normally by an animal you don't put on skin. By a bird you do put on skin. That's exactly what the Torah is telling you. With wings, the radishes comes to include or. If you're going to say that it has skin, the chicken has skin, then that's why the Torah needs to tell you that a chicken you put the skin on top of his veil, or a bird, not a chicken. But if you say that it's not ora, why do I need a pasuk to tell you? Right? It's not considered a skin. So of course you're allowed to put it onto the mizbeach. Okay, two different versions. Well, two different versions of the same thing. And really, I'll tell you that it's not or. And you still need it to teach you that it's or. Since it has little holes in it, so it's disgusting, right? Then you would think that you can't put it onto mizbeach. That you can. Fine. So bottom line is right now we're saying that you could use a chicken skin for tefillin. Yeah. So can you write tefillin on the skin of a kosher fish? I can't say I understand this next line here. I can't say I understand any line, but I certainly don't understand this line. If Eliyahu will come and he'll tell us if you can, you can't. Now, is this teku? Right?
Leviathan, maybe?
What do you say?
Maybe it's Leviathan. Maybe it doesn't mean
what, the type of fish?
Yeah, maybe it's Leviathan Dafka. That's why it's Eliyahu, I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't the Gemara explain itself after now the next line?
No, it says no, it just asks what's Eliyahu coming to tell us. But like this doesn't seem to be a teku because that's right, but otherwise the Gemara would say teku. No? It says Im Yaveh Eliyahu v'yomer. Eliyahu will come and tell us. Ma'im Yaveh Eliyahu v'yomer. What's he going to tell us? If Eliyahu is going to come tell us whether it has skin or whether it doesn't have skin, we can see that a skin has fish, right? We learned in a Mishna, the bones of the fish and its skin will save you from oil mace. Meaning, if the skin is blocking the tumah, then the tumah is not going to go tumah's oil. Meaning, if you have a skin of a fish that's covering over the mace, then it's gonna keep the tumah of the mace enclosed in that skin. Right? So clearly, you see that a fish has skin. Ella, Eliyahu is going to come tell us whether the smell is finished from it, or it's not, or the smell is not done from it. Meaning, he's going to tell us whether it's really smelly, and then if it was smelly, then you wouldn't be able to use it for tefillin. Okay, so I don't understand. So is this teku? Is this not teku? And then the kasha that some ask is, well, why can't you smell it? And why do you need Eliyahu for? Why can't you just smell it and see? So some say it doesn't mean zuama as actual smell. It means like how do you say it? Not, it's like bad. It's like a more spiritual thing than a physical thing. Okay.
You're asking why it doesn't say teku as opposed to saying that?
Yeah.
What? I
don't think it's a teku. I don't think it's a teku. I think it's just the mitzias we're looking for. It's just interesting. It says Eliyahu will come and tell us.
And what does teku mean?
Teku means yeah.
No.
So this is okay. Maybe this is not a kasha. Maybe this is not.
It's not a teku. Rashi says it's not a teku.
Okay, but I'm saying, well, so what is it?
Now, teku means when Mashiach comes, we'll have all the answers to the Torah, all by law.
Right.
This means now. Eliyahu should come and tell us.
Correct, but
that's why the Gemara has to explain.
Why can Eliyahu come and tell us anytime we have a teku?
Because the teku is halacha shaila. That's the Gemara. It says not halacha shaila.
Maybe we could by teku. He'll teach me a taritz to what the Metzias is. Now we just don't know the Metzias.
Okay,
The
so then,
opposite,
okay,
the
fine.
exact
I hear that.
opposite.
I hear that difference. Teiku, you're saying is for halacha, and this is just for mitzias.
Right.
Yeah.
Good, but then the kasha comes back like the Gemara asks. Why can't we tell the mitzias? We need Elio to tell us the mitzias.
We don't know it.
Huh?
We don't know it.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, that's the Zuama part.
That's the second question. That's what is Zuama.
Well,
So the
right.
Gemara
So
first
totally how
clarifies
you,
that it's not a teku. It's not a halakha shak.
yeah, so that's totally how you learn Zuama. If Zuama just means smell, then the kasha comes right back. Because what I mean, we could smell. I mean, I personally don't have such a good sense of smell. And if you don't have a good sense of smell, then get yourself tested. Here we go. We tied it into Corona. Okay, Jai.
Tosfos is going to tell us. Elio's going to tell us whether fish have skin or not.
If what?
Whether fish have skin.
I'm saying can't, but we see that it has skin.
Says whether it
That's
smells.
the Gemara's kasha. That's the Gemara's kasha.
Zuma.
See, it's not that Elio's going to come tell us, right? We're all in agreement. It's
He
not
brings
that
down,
Elio's coming to
over here.
tell us.
Kedusha Ran says that it's not. You don't learn that. It doesn't mean that you can't look at it and determine it.
Can't determine what? The Zuama?
Yeah.
Sri Yaakov, why do we have a teiku? I don't understand what teiku means. People have to tell the mice what to do. What do they have to wait for Mashiach to find out if they should put on a pair of pants or not? Let them go, tell them if they can wear pants or not.
There's no teiku on that.
What?
Yeah.
I'm wearing shorts now, so you see there is.
Hey,
What is?
And a Hanami, no, but there's a teiku.
What does teiku mean anyway? What is that?
One second. Rabbi Aaron, I didn't know they make shorts to match that pajama shirt.
Who told you it matches? You have no sense. You have no sense of fashion. Just because you're drinking a Molson and smoking a nice cigar doesn't mean you have a sense of fashion.
Well, now you're getting
Anyway,
That was the best thing I've heard all day, by the way. I just want to.
but there's teiku. There are rules to deal with teikus. Meaning, if it's deraisa, then you got to be machmer on a teiku. If it's derabana, you got to be mekel. I'm saying, but we're all in agreement here that we're not waiting for Elio to tell us whether you can write tefillin on fish skin, right? I mean, that's what ultimately comes out. Reb Zev, ultimately, can you write on fish skin or not? We don't know the answer to that question.
Right.
So it ends up being a teiku, I think. No, Gershon doesn't like it. All right.
We don't.
Peretz, maybe we can keep Gershon quiet. We just keep feeding him the whole daf. I don't know.
We're saying there's no nafkamina. There's no nafkamina. We still don't know yet if you could write on the.
Good, so there it comes out that it's a teiku, but Gershon doesn't like my pshat. What do you want to say?
Then you're right. It does come out that it's kind of a teku, but it's not exactly a regular teku.
I hear. Okay, I hear.
Comes out, the maskana of the Gemara is you can write on fish skin. The question of the Zuma or not.
So
if we were to know, if we knew what Zuama was, and we knew of a way to remove it, it would be mutter to write on fish skin.
Right, I hear. But you're right. I should have pointed out that Rashi explains that the kasha is what is Elio going to tell us? It's Torah Leba Shemayim he, right? That's what the Gemara means by that question.
Neither, but
what?
He's not in Shemayim. He's alive, right? He didn't die. He didn't die.
Right.
Did he die? No. So he's not in Shemayim.
I don't know.
Just because he learns in the base medrash up here someplace, he's not dead.
Right. I hear. No, I hear. And a chanami. Now I
So
wish
it's what
that
he's
this was the
bringing
most.
that is not him.
Yeah.
What?
What he's bringing to us was from Shemayim, not from here.
But he's alive. He didn't die, right?
It's irrelevant that he's alive in Shemayim, whatever that means.
It's relevant. Excuse me, it's relevant. Not relevant. So what are you keeping the Torah for? Moshe Rabbeinu brought it down from Shemayim, so we shouldn't keep the Torah. Didn't you have it last week? The Malachim said to him, what are you doing up here? So he
we had that in the daf.
Didn't have the Torah because
you could also taina that this is that this shear is in the cloud, right? So this whole shear is Leba Shemayim, no?
But so why did he give?
We've all got to start the whole daf again.
We're never going to finish a long daf if we continue this.
Okay, you're right. Okay, let's get going.
I didn't ask my question. I wanted to ask.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I was trying to be quiet.
I hear. Okay.
You can make only tefillin on a kosher bird, yeah?
Yeah.
So if in England they eat pheasant, in America we don't eat pheasant. So if a guy makes tefillin on a pheasant skin, can I wear it? Can you wear it? Or only guys who live in London can wear it? And if he comes to America, can he bring that tefillin here?
I hear. But why? Because it's not the regular way.
We don't have a Kabbalah, Toss. It's not.
Oh, you mean that? It's Kabbalah. I mean whether it's kosher or not. I hear. I hear.
Still kosher. We just don't have a Kabbalah.
Good. So then maybe you can have a Kabbalah soon.
Can you eat it? Can you eat it? Hello, Gershon. Can you eat it? Even the guys who live out in New York, can they eat it? You can't eat it.
It depends how Me'ikra din you want to go.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see about
One second, Rabbi. It falls on the Yossi's porterhouse.
Listen, I wish this was the most shver Gemara, but this next Gemara is also a shver Gemara. Okay, it's a story, but it's shver. Okay, it's very, very difficult Gemara to explain what went on here. Shmuel and Karna have a yasvi agud de Nahar Malka. They were sitting on the river, on the banks of the river of Nahar Malka. Chazinu Lamaya the Kadolu Akiri. So they saw the water. The water was like lifting up Akiri, and it was very how do you touch it? Akiri is rough. What do you say? It's rough.
Murky?
Swirling.
Well, what do you say? Swirling. Good. Akiri is swirling, meaning it's like rough waters. Good. Amalei Shmuel lekarna gaver rabba kasing in marava. The chayesh b'me'el. There's a big man coming from Eretz Yisrael, from the west, from Eretz Yisrael, v'chayesh b'me'el, and he's having stomach aches. And the water is rising up in order to be makabel him. So Rashi says that's because if he's going to go to the bathroom off the side of the ship, like if it's very rough seas, that will block him, so he'll have tznius. Okay, so somebody great is coming from Eretz Yisrael who's having stomach issues. Zil tehile akankane. So go smell his jug, meaning Rashi says that means go test him and see if he's legit. Again, already I don't understand. You said that the water is acting up because this person's chashuv. So why are you sending somebody to test him? Okay. Azal ashkechel Rav. He found that it was Rav who was coming from Eretz Yisrael. Okay, Rav who always disagrees with Shmuel. Yeah. So Amar le minayin shein kaisim tefillin. So this was his test. He started testing Rav. He said to him, "How do you know you're not allowed to write tefillin el al gabi or behemoth tahira only on the kosher skins of a kosher animal? Amar le the siblamantia taras Hashem beficha." That the Torah of Hashem should be in your mouth. Minam mutter beficha. It has to be from what's mutter to go into your mouth. Fine. Minayin l'dam shu edom. How do you know that blood has to be red? It's talking about menstrual blood. Shenemer v'yiru mayav mineged esamayim adoimim. Right? Kedam. It's edom red like blood. So that's how we know that the colors of dam nida are red. Right? Minayin l'milah shabaysim makom. How do you know that milah is in that place, meaning on the aver, on the male member? Nemer kan arlasoi v'nemer lahalan arlasoi. It says here his foreskin, and then it says further also the same lashon malahalan davar sha'isa pri, just like over there arla, which means the first 3 years you don't use the fruit. So it's talking about something that makes fruit. Avkan davar sha'isa pri. So too, you do the bris on the part of the body that procreates. Ema liboy, but maybe it's the heart. Because it also says arla to the heart. Now, how exactly you would do a bris on a heart, I have no idea. But that's what the Gemara's kash is. Then the Gemara says ema oznam. Maybe the bris is on the ear. Hine arlas oznam. So the Gemara answers done in arlasoi tama may arlasoi tama. A complete word arlasoi from another word arlasoi, meaning the same word arlasoi arlasoi. We don't learn out to complete the word arlasoi from other words that don't say arlasoi, right? Because the other one is arla and the other one is arlas. So we'd rather learn arlasoi from arlasoi than arlasoi to the other ones. Amalei my shimcha. So Rav told him, "What's your name?" Karna. My name is Karna. Amalei Yehi Rava. It should be Hashem's will to typically Karna be'enei, that you should have a Karna, a thorn or a horn come out of your eyes. The saif, yeah, so meaning he gave him a curse, and because he was very upset that he was giving him tests. He's having these stomach aches, and all of a sudden he's looking for some relief, and this guy's giving him a faher, right? Karna gave him a faher, so he cursed him. right? Aili Shmuel lebese. So Shmuel brought him into his house. Oichle nama the sari. He gave him barley bread for kasad the harsana, and that's like a mix of like fish with wheat and milk. Va'ashke shechra, and they gave him beer. See, that's why the oil was drinking beer tonight. See, mamash basher, right? V'loy achvi lei beis akise, and Shmuel did not let him know that there was a bathroom there. So that it should eventually all his stomach he has to be forced to hold it in, and then eventually he'll be able to let it all out, and that will heal him. So Shmuel had all the good intentions. So Layad Rav, Omer Mandim Etziron Loylukme Liyad Loylukme Le Bnei B'chein Hava. Rav cursed Shmuel, and he said, whoever's causing mitzar should not have sons. B'chein Hava, and that's what it was. So he never had sons. Okay, I don't know what the pshat in this story is. However, Baruch Hashem, it's late, so I don't have to come up with a pshat. But I Pasha don't have a pshat. I don't know. Okay, so the Gemara says Ketanoi. We have a Machlokes tanaim. Minayin lemila shabayis makom. We have a Machlokes tanaim. How you know the milah is on the male aver, right? Never kan alosim, never lalan alosa. Malah davar shoyse pri. Afkan davar shoyse pri. Devar yoshi. Right? That's already we learned. That's what Rabbi Yoshi says. Nasan oimer. And it's sort of you don't need the pasuk. Right? The oral zachar, right? The male foreskin that has not been mauled yet, right? So that's talking about by Shem, right? So makam should nicker bein zachros and nakvas. Where do you do a bris? In the place that it's recognizable between a male and a female, right? So you don't need this whole gzeira shava or lasa. You just have it straight from the pasuk of radishes. Fine. You're allowed to write tefillin on the skin of a behemoth tahira, al gabi or chaya tahira, and on top of a chaya, like a deer, a giraffe, or anything like that, as long as it's tar. Why
didn't anybody ask about the beitzim? I know it doesn't make sense, just like the heart, but isn't that also differentiation, or is it all one mukkah?
So what do you understand? What are you saying? It doesn't say it. It just says arla. We don't know.
Right, we don't know. So why did we come up with a shot? Maybe it's one of the beitzim.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to be mal.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear.
Stop causing problems, man.
That's not what produces.
Well, duh. What
that is what produces.
Sarah comes from there.
Fakir, now that we have all this IBF and all of that, you don't even need it.
That's that. Unfortunately, sometimes we do bypass the aver. We do. All right. Yeah, sometimes it happens. I hear. I don't know. It's a good question. Very good. Anyways, but here's what's interesting. So I'm saying it has to be kosher, right? Then it says, you do not need the animals to be shechted. You can use it from kosher animals that are nevelis and treifas. As long as they're kosher animals, even if they were not shechted properly. And you wrap up the tefillin in the hair of the animal, and you sew the stitching comes with the gidin, with the sinews, right? Okay. Halach l'Moshe Messina, and it's halach l'Moshe Messina shat tefillin dechrachas b'sayron when it first begins. It's halach l'Moshe Messina that it should be wrapped in its hair and with its sinews. Aval ein koisvin loyal gabi or behemoth tameya. You can't write tefillin on a treif animal. Loyal gabi or chayat tameya, not on chayat tameya. But in it tzarich loymar al gabi or nevelo treif shelen. And of course, if you can't do it on an animal that was shechted properly, that's not kosher. Of course, if it was not shechted properly and it just died and it's a non-kosher animal, then you can't. You can't wrap it in its hair, and you can't stitch it with the sinews. V'zu sheila shol by tusi echad as Rabbi Yeshua Agarsi menayin shein kaisem tefillin al or behemoth mei. So on Apikairis asked Rabbi Yeshua, right? How do you know that you're not allowed to write tefillin on a or behemoth mei? Like we said. It has to be Taras Hashem in your mouth. Midavar amutter bepicha. It has to be something that's mutter to put in your mouth. That's why it needs to be a kosher animal. Elamiat al gabi or nevelos to trefas al yichtavu. Right? So he asked them a very good question. If that's the case, so then on the skin of nevelos and trefas, you also shouldn't write tefillin because you're not allowed to eat that. You're not allowed to put that in your mouth. Right?
My wife asked me that tonight. When I told him a Gemara, she asked me that.
Oh, yeah? Oh, there you go. Very nice. But that's why she's like to have a son-in-law like Zev Ball. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, He didn't chop. Okay. I'm going to give you a mashal to what is compared to. The Shnei B'nei Adam shenischayvu hariga l'malchus. Two guys that are chayiv misa. Echad hargu melech, v'echad hargu es laklita. One, the king killed him, and one, the executor killed him. Ezamen Meshuba, who has a more claim to fame? The guy that the king killed, or the guy that the executioner killed? Obviously, the guy that the king killed himself is better. Haviyomer zesha hargu melech. So you're going to say this is the one that the king killed, right? So what do you see from that? That therefore Nevelus and Trephus got killed by Hashem, right? Because they just died without shchita. So since they got killed by Hashem, therefore they're more chashuv, right? If that's the case, so the Apikoros asked them, by Tusi asked them, if that's the case, they're so chashuv that Hashem killed them, and they didn't need a human to kill them, so then why can't you eat it? Right? The Torah says, don't eat any nevela. You're saying you should eat it? So he said to him, yes, it's you're correct. That is correct. Only thing shver with this Gemara that the Mefarshim has is that's if an animal just dies a natural death. But what happens if an animal gets killed, gets hit by a car, or gets shot? That's not by Hashem. Okay, no, let's not. No, I know. Let's not go down let's take hashkafa out of it. I know ultimately it's Hashem, but on the surface, if it died by itself, then it's a nevela. So then Hashem killed it. But if it got killed by human hands without getting into that whole is there free will? No free will, right? But bottom line is, on the surface, somebody else killed it. So who says that maybe the whole Gemara doesn't go? Okay, fine. Next Mishna, right?
He brings down here, that's from Article. Tosfos brings that.
What?
He brings down the same thing from Tosfos.
Yes, Tosfos says it, right? The second Tosfos up, Tosfos asked this question, right? So Tosfos says, Lav Davka, right? Right? And okay, so that's that. So Zok the Mishnah. This next Mishnah does have some practical applications. Ein oisin hilmi b'Shabbos. You can't make hilmi in Shabbos. Hilmi is salt water. Aval oisu es mei melach, but you're allowed to make mei melach. The table ben pitoi b'noisin l'seicha tavshel, and so you can make salt water, and you can dip in your bread, and you can put it into cooked food. Right. So basically, and we're going to see this in the Gemara. So what's the difference? If hilmi is mei melach, so then what's the difference between mei melach and hilmi? The Gemara is going to say that hilmi is in large quantities, and mei melach is in small quantities. Right, so that's what Amar Rabbi Yosef. Who hilmi bein meruva bein muad. It's hilmi, right? Whether it's a lot or whether it's a little, it's hilmi, right? So why should it be mut? Well, the Gemara is not going to know. Is he being machmer or is he being mekel? Right. Again, the first shita said large quantities asur, small quantities mutter. And Rabbi Yosef says it's hilmi whether it's a lot or a little. So that it's not clear if he's being stricter or more mekel. Okay, we'll see in the Gemara. But according to Rabbi Yosi, what is mei melach? What is salt water that's mutter to make? What you have to do is you have to put the oil into the water first, or put the oil or put the oil into the salt and then mix them together. Meaning you gotta use oil first in either one of the ingredients before you mix the two together. Then that would be mutter. Why? Because putting in oil weakens the strength of the salt, and therefore it's not considered like being ma'abid, tanning the food, which we'll see in the Gemara. So Zok the Gemara, my karma, what is he saying? The Mishnah is saying that you can't make large amounts of salt water, but you are allowed to make it in small amounts. Okay? So Amar Rabbi Yosi, Valahu Hilmi Bein Merubin Bein Muat, and it's Hilmi, right? Whether it's a lot or a little. Ibayilhu Rabbi Yosi Lasar or Lahater. Is Rabbi Yosi coming to say Asar, or is he coming to be Mater? Meaning, is he asering both types of salt water, or is he coming to allow both salt water, meaning the small amount and the large amount? So Amar Rabbi Yehuda Lahater. He's coming to allow even the large amount. Medeloi Katana Rabbi Yosi Asar, because it doesn't say Rabbi Yosi Asar, so must be he's coming to say Mutter. I don't clearly understand that one either, because he didn't say mutter, right? He didn't say asr, so maybe it's mutter, right? Either way. Okay, so Amalei Rabba, Hamad Katani Seifa, but if in the Seifa it says Vehelu Hein made Melech Hamutarin, but since he goes on to say at the end of the Mishnah, which Mei Melech is Mutter, Mechlad Rav Yosi Lesser, must be that till now he was saying Aser. Ella Amar Rabba, Lesser, Rabba saying Aser, V'chein Amar Rav Yochanan, Lesser. Rav Yosi is coming to Aser. Tani Am Yochi, and Yosi Mei Melech Merubin, Losses L'Seicha Kvashin. You're not allowed to make large amounts of salt water to put it into kvashin is to pickle things. Shabasayich gistera. When you pickle, remember what gistera? Gistera is the small shards of broken earthenware. So you're gonna soak things in it. But you're allowed to make small amounts of salt water, and you could eat your bread with it. And you can add it as an ingredient to cook food. Because one is a lot and one is a little. So some are also and some are mutter. Yaimru. So they're going to say, Malachim Maruba, Asura, Malachim Muatas Mutaras. People are going to end up saying, oh, on Shabbos, as long as you don't do malacha in large quantities, then it's going to be mutter, right? Meaning, is it usher to make salt water or not? If it's usher, it's usher whether it's in small amounts or large amounts. Do we say that you can make a campfire with 3 pieces of wood, but with 5 pieces of wood you can't? No, you don't know such thing, right? So people might take that to mean that small amounts of malach are mutter and large amounts of malach are asur, right? Elo, elu asurin hain, they're both asur. Ve'elu hain mei melach mutarin, but what is the mei melach? It's mutter nice and shemen melach, shemen umayim. You put in water, salt and oil, or oil and water. Don't put the water into the salt into the water first. Somebody want to say something?
Yeah, so we have shiurim. So that is the size. And if you have less than 4 ounces of schnapps, you can carry the schnapps under the glass.
No, but you can't carry. It's potter avalasan. Here we're saying mutter.
Okay.
Right? Here we're saying it's mutter for you to make the salt water. Which, by the way, thank you for reminding me, the most practical application of this is by the Seder night, right? That's why you're supposed to make the salt water before Pesach, right? You're really supposed to make it before. But if you forgot to do it, which is a fairly common occurrence, right? Then you can make it in small amounts. But if you're having like a large Seder, then it's really not simple. People should maybe make the salt water in small amounts. Fine. Okay. Azin Tznayin ve'esrog simin. Okay. So Tani Rabbi Yehuda bar Chaviva ein oisin mei melech azin. You're not allowed to make very strong mei melech. My mei melech azin. What is strong salt water? If you make it so strong that when you want to sticking with the Pesach theme of putting the egg into the hard-boiled egg into the salt water, right? So if you put it in there and the egg the egg floats, then that's already too much salt. I think that's very little salt. No, you put eggs into salt water, it floats, doesn't it? Doesn't sink down to the bottom of a salt water.
Put eggs into water, they kind of float.
Even if in regular water it floats. I got to experiment.
Kind of.
You got to experiment. Okay, I don't know then. But that's what the Gemara is saying. If it's thick enough salt that it's not going to float, it'll float, the egg will float, then it's no good. The kama, Amarabaya, trade tilsi milcha, the tilsa maya. It's got to be 2/3 salt to 1/3 water. Okay? The maya avdila. What will you do with this? You use it for the fish brine, right? That was like a big delicacy back then. There's a fish brine. Tani Rabbi Yehuda bar Chaviva, ein malchet snayin ubeitza b'Shabbos. You are not allowed to salt radishes and eggs on Shabbos. It's 9 aser, and this is the way we paskin. Radishes is aser, beitza mutter, muteris. But we'll see. It's radishes are aser, egg is mutter. Amar Rav Nachman reish hava milchana pugla. In the beginning, I used to salt the radishes. Amina afsude kam afsinda. And I thought that the reason why I'm allowed to do it is because I'm actually making the radishes taste less, not as good, by putting on the salt, right? Amina, because I thought afsude kam afsinda, I'm making it be lost. Amar Shmuel pugla charfi mali. Sharp radishes are good, and by putting salt in it, you're taking out some of the sharpness. Right? Since I heard that in Ula, I heard that Ula said in Marava, they would be Malchi, kishri, little piles of radishes. Mimlach le'malchana, but I don't salt it. Tvulei v'adim b'tulina, but I do toivel it. Okay. Now there's a Rashi here that when it says ein malchins nainu beitza, a very important Rashi. He says gimel v'dalad chatichos yachad. That's Rashi's number. It's very rare that Rashi puts a specific number on something, but he says it's 3 or 4 pieces. That's it. It's not more than that. 3 or 4 pieces is usher, but less than 3 or 4 pieces would be allowed because that's in a small amount. Okay, so that's what the Gemara is saying here also, that in a marava they did it in large quantities, and that is not allowed to do on Shabbos. But if doing in small quantities, which toivel, meaning there's no difference whether you salt the top of the radish or whether you toivel it, right? But just the point of tefillah is that it's in smaller quantity, which is the way we paskin. You cannot go make a huge, go take a whole bunch of radishes and salt them. You shouldn't do that on Shabbos. You should do it one at a time. Yeah, or 2 at a time. Tani Rav Yehuda bar Chaviva. Esrog tznainu beitza, an esrog, a radish, and an egg. Il malik klipasan hachitzayin. If it wouldn't be for their outer klipa, ein yotzim ibnei ma'ayim lo'elam, they would get stuck in the intestines forever. Okay, now Rashi says that's a beitza. What do you mean the beitza? Can't mean the shell. Nobody eats the shell of an egg. It means the white. It means the white of the egg. So Kiyasar Rav Dimi Amar Me'alim Latava Gavra B'Yamad Sadaim. Rav Dimi said that nobody ever drowned in the Sadaim, in the water of Sadaim, which is the Yam HaMelech. Amar Rav Yosef Hafucha Sadaim v'Hafucha milah. That the Sadaim got flipped, right? Because that's what happened to Sadaim. It got turned over. V'Hafucha milah. And the words that Rav Dimi said were also flipped. Gavra Hu D'Loi Tava Kshura Tava. Because he said a person never drowned in the Dead Sea. Mashma that a piece of wood would drown in the Dead Sea. No, right? So it means that nothing ever drowns in the Dead Sea. That's his question. So what he meant to say is it's a laimi by. I don't need to say laimi by kshura. I don't need to say kshura. A piece of wood will not drown in all salt water in the world, meaning a regular ocean. Wood will not sink. Ela filu gavra. But a person who does drown in any salt water in the world, beyond the Sadaim Loitava, he will not drown. As we know, anybody who goes to the Dead Sea, you float. Right? What's the difference? The difference about the salt water is what Ravin was going behind Rav Yirmiyah, Agudu the Yama this time, on the banks of the Yam HaMelech. Amrlei Ma'u Lemimshi. Can you use this water, the salt water on Shabbos, to smear on yourself? Because it's therapeutic, right? We know that the Yam HaMelech is therapeutic. Amarle shaper dummy, it's allowed. Meaning, because we know that there's a gezerah that you're not allowed to do healing on Shabbos. So is using the salt water from Yam HaMelech considered healing? Amarle shaper dummy said, yes, you could. Ma'u l'meimetz l'miftach. What can you close your eyes and open your eyes? Rapidly in order to make it look like it's going into the eyes. I didn't hear this halacha, but I did hear this. Sometimes he said in the name of Rav Masna, something he said in the name of Rav Ukva, the Shmuel V'Levi, Amen. And they both said it in the name of Avu, the Shmuel V'Levi. But we don't know who said what. To put wine inside the eye on Shabbos is also because it's very clearly that's for refuah. Al gava ayin mutter, but to put it on the top of the eye, that's mutter, because that just looks like you're washing your eye with wine, which is not also. You're allowed to wash on Shabbos. And one said that roik tafel means saliva that's plain, meaning it's saliva from the morning, that it has therapeutic value, because it never tasted any food. So afilu al gava ayin also, since it's very clear that you're putting saliva on the top of your eye, so then it's also testayim davu the Shmuel who the Amar. Right. So now we don't know who said what. Right. So again, wine in the eye is no good. On top of the eye is good. Saliva is not good. So we don't know who said what. So testayim davu the Shmuel who the Amar yaim b'sach ayin also al gava ayin. Let's try and prove that it's avu the Shmuel that says wine in the eye is also on the top of the eye is mutter midamar Shmuel shaira adam. Pita b'yayin, Shmuel said a person could soak his bread in wine, but nice on Gava and on Shabbos, and he could put it on top of his eye on Shabbos. The Shmuel Emiman. So who did Shmuel hear this from? Lav the Shmuel Emi Didn't he must have heard it from his father? So clearly, you see, Avur the Shmuel is the one that says you're allowed to put wine on top of your eye on Shabbos. The Tamech, but according to you, Hadar Shmuel right Tafel Afilu Gavi Ayin Asur. We also know that Shmuel said that you can't put this saliva on top of the eye. The Shmuel Emiman. Who do you hear it from? Ilemi the Shmuel Emi. If you say that he heard it from his father, Ela Levi v'loy Chada Amar. So that means Levi didn't say either one of them because both of them were attributing to Shmuel's father. Ela Chada Shmuel Emi Avua v'Chada Shmuel Emi Levi. One he heard from his father, one he heard from Levi. V'loy Yadayna Hemi Avua Hemi Levi, and we don't know which one he heard from his father and which one he heard from Levi. Okay, we'll stop it here. All right, Reb David, we actually got to it. Would you believe it? On Nace.
Yeah, we got further than we got this morning.
Very good. Okay. All right.
Yeah, didn't we have a Gemara like this in Brachas where, you know, something was good, the other thing wasn't good? It was with the vegetables and stuff. It's good for the heart, but it was good, not good to swallow. It's good to...
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's good to gargle with, but not to chew. You can swallow. I don't know.
The stuff made from
Olive
the beet
oil.
and the other thing. Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember.
It was on Amud Aleph.
Yeah, wasn't it the not the mushrooms, the other one? What they call it?
No, asparagus with beets, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
The olive oil is so good.
Big protest in front of de Blasio's house if anyone wants to go join. By the way, huge protest going on.
Where's his house? In the one in Manhattan or is regular?
Gracie Mansion.
Yeah. Got to be Labor Day. All the Yidden are going to be there.
Yidden or Goyim?
Yidden.
Yidden.
Serious?
Yeah. It's going to be Labor Day.
For what? What are they protesting?
Take a family trip.
The fireworks. They're protesting. They're keeping him up. They decided they're keeping him up all night. We have to be up all night. He's going to be up all night.
You serious?
It's an amazing thing. A whole city is not sleeping because of the Michigan with the fireworks, and he can't stop it because the cops don't want to work for him anymore. Right. He doesn't want the cops to work.
Is that the shot or they're just scared?
No, he told them not to go.
What's going on?